messed up the mic. We gotta redo it.
Oh.
All right.
My bad.
Welcome back to the Wholesome House. This is Benjamin Lane. You know me as the Segway Sensei, and today I am joined by
Cherrise. I am the CEO of Ghetto Garden. Yeah, and a really good friend of Ben's, and I'm happy to be here.
This is my Sans, so we go back a few years at this point. And
Yeah.
I actually was rocking some Ghetto Garden, I don't know how many episodes back, but be sure to tap into that line. So today, I'm sure you have seen, or if you haven't seen, do check out our Painting with Picasso episode, but today we're switching it up. Fitting the theme of the brand Ghetto Garden, we are going to do a little bit of ghetto gardening. However, I didn't know how to like specifically fit that theme of ghetto, so like I was like maybe I'll do it in like some plastic cups or something, but I don't know, it didn't sit right. So I was like, let me just try to garden. My mom's a plant mom, so she will hopefully be proud of my attempt today. But we'll do it the same way as the painting. I'll tag the other boys in when we get a chance. But I got us a potting mix. John, do you have like a spoon or something, or do I just need to use my hands? Because I'm gonna just kind of get into this real quick. Let's open this up. Hopefully, yeah, boom.
I'm down to get dirty.
All right, hopefully I don't get this white shirt that I wore. So, we're gonna start with the seed starting potting mix. I don't know anything about gardening, but I'm gonna act like I do. What?
No.
All right.
Never gardened anything.
Never. All right. Good to know. Thought we were going to have an expert on here, but that's perfectly okay. We're all learning today, so that's our mix. And then we've got our seeds here. We got some peppermint, some oregano, cilantro, and parsley. I got this because I did a little bit of research, of course, ahead of time. And I was just like, what can I grow indoors? Because, you know, we're in Michigan.
No, we can use.
You are not from Michigan. I don't know if you can take, or I guess you are from Michigan.
I'm
But you don't
about to
currently
say,
live in Michigan.
Don't
My
do me.
bad. But you probably can't take these on the plane.
I can leave it to my mom.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, apparently
Actually, you
this
can't
is...
take it on the plane. I think you can take food. If you can take food on the plane, I would assume you can take a plant as long as it ain't a marijuana plant.
I doubt they're going to let you... Well, whatever.
I think shooters going to shoot. I'm going to shoot my shot.
Thank you. All right, we do have some spoons. I did look for, like, a little shovel, but they were all, like, super freaking, like, heavy duty, like sharp. I was like, I don't need all that.
We ain't that official.
But I want to start with my initial question. Let's hear about the name. What is it about Ghetto Garden that just jumped out to you and just like, yeah, that's my brand. That's what I want to create. And what does that mean to you?
In short, I'll say Ghetto Garden is finding the light in the dark.
Okay.
Gardens are obviously very beautiful. Oh no.
It just smells like dirt.
I hope as long as it's not like mulch. And then ghetto is obviously has a lot of negative connotation with it. It's always associated with negative things, poverty and poor. And so basically it kind of started, I lost someone close to me, right? And when you do that, you start looking into history, finding out more about the person than you ever done. I'm like, man, this person didn't have it that easy.
Okay, wow.
But how did you still become really like give the clothes off your back type of person, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it just happened out because I'm like, I don't look like nothing I've been through, right? But I'm from the trenches. I am.
Trenches.
Me and my family both are. But there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't take away from the person that I am, like, you know, being very good at my heart and stuff like that. So I guess that's where Ghetto Garden really came from.
Okay. So how would you say you embody that when it comes to actually designing? Is it kind of like do you go for color? Do you go for, when it comes to the theme?
We do this first?
I don't know.
Okay, I was waiting on you to give me some directions. I ain't gonna lie.
I was just doing like a mixture. I'm trying to get a blend going. Because this is the seed starting. We are starting from seeds.
And then that's
just like a business, this is somewhat of an analogy here, you feel me? And then this is just like indoor potting mix. Blend for a wide variety of container plants. So yes, so I'm just trying to get both in there. Hopefully that doesn't ruin it, but we'll see.
All right.
But yeah, how does the theme of what you just kind of talked about and explained for us, how does that come through in the actual designs of your fashion?
Yeah, of course. So basically, I try to resonate with the minorities as much as I can. And when I say that, it's like, although all minorities aren't from the ghetto, I think that we're all connected somehow, whether you're connected to the ghetto through a friend, through a family member, like someone has been through something that has affected them and probably affected you.
Right.
And so I just want to come out with like, I think about those situations that we've been in and say, who gonna resonate with this? Like going after my target crowd.
Okay.
And usually that's how it takes off. And I just, it takes off from that point.
So how would you define your actual creative process? Because that's one thing I've always just been, well, I have kind of a related question later on, but where would you say you start when it comes to like creating a design? Do you go for like, okay, this is the season, so I want like summery colors, or is it just like, no, this is like the colors of my brand, so now let's focus on cuts and actual, you know, like shapings of a pair of shorts or a hoodie, so on and so forth?
So I do trend watch. I look at Pantones. So those are the like official colorways.
Pantones?
Pantone colors.
Okay.
So that's how you stay hip to what colors are going to be good for what seasons.
Pause. Do you say garments?
Garments?
Yeah, do you say garments?
Sometimes.
Like, do you refer to all your stuff as garments?
Garments, product, mostly product.
Product. Okay, I'm only asking just because before we did the fashion show at Ladon, I was doing some studying because I didn't want to get out there and just be like, oh, you have a nice outfit on. You know, so I was watching like a bunch of fashion stuff, and everybody was just saying garments. So I was like, I gotta call everything a garment.
That's valid though, because there, from what I understand, that fashion show, a lot of people handmade a lot of those clothes.
So
like
is that
designing.
the difference of what a garment is?
Yes.
Are you serious? So there's an actual definition. There's a difference. A garment is handmade.
Yes, in a way. A garment, you're actually making it yourself, because a product, anything can be a product, right?
Right.
But when you say garment, like you took your time and you created something.
Okay.
You cut and sew to make a garment.
Got you.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I have some of that?
The blend of variety. Of
yeah,
course.
you say you mixing both
Help
of them, right?
yourself.
Okay. Thanks.
I know what I'm doing. Kind of a related question. Obviously, you know, you introduce yourself as the CEO. That's a very businessy word, which is great. One thing that's always interested me about the fashion industry is that I think there's so much. So you know, everybody knows I do videography and photography. There's business aspects to it, of course, in terms of like paperwork and taxes. But I think at the core of what we do is so heavily creative based. But I do think there's a lot more like room for business mindset when it comes to fashion. So I guess how would you consider yourselves to be in terms of, and you can put a percentage on this if you want, but like what's kind of your balance between, oh, I'm a creative versus, oh, I'm a businesswoman?
Whew, that's a good question.
Hey, you watch the show.
Because when I...
we don't just throw out no random questions. We do this.
When I first started out, which I've had this brand for about 2 years, honestly. I'm just now putting product in out. I think I put myself back by focusing too much on the business side.
Really?
LLC, how much inventory do I need to start out with versus just putting my ideas out there.
Got it.
All of that business stuff will come eventually. So it's actually like a piece of advice. If you're doing this, don't be so stressed out about the business side. Just get your product out there and find your niche, which your people like. And then I think the business side comes next. Once you see what people are buying, you see where you can put more money into marketing or your actual product or finding a reliable wholesale vendor.
Wow.
But percentage wise, I'd probably say at this point, I'm like, I'd only say 50-50 probably.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, I'm the type, I don't want to get too behind myself, like steadily putting out designs that my books are messed up.
Okay.
So I try to do a balance of both of them. Like I usually once a month will probably look at, okay, how much money did I put into marketing?
Yeah.
How much money did I put into products that did not sell? So that I could keep a balance like, okay, you need to slow down on putting on too many designs because obviously you're putting out a whole lot of designs and not making that return back. And then vice versa, you know?
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. 1 second, I'm very thrown off by the shape of, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like show. Which one are you going for? What is that?
Cilantro. I love cilantro.
I love cilantro too.
Overloaded.
I love cilantro.
This is interesting.
Anytime I get like Mexican food or something,
Extra
that's like
cilantro?
I need it. I need cilantro.
Yeah.
What do your seeds look like? Because mine look like dirt.
Oh, I wasn't expecting
See,
cilantro.
yours are like real seeds.
What is that?
This is peppermint.
Oh.
Peppermint seed.
Interesting.
You probably can't. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's like a little dirty.
It literally just looks like
coffee grinds.
Yeah, it looks like coffee grinds. Let me see if I can get it on camera. It's literally so small that you won't be able to see that.
I hope this mixture don't mess up my cilantro.
Oh, the mixture of the.
Yeah, I don't want to grow like no steroid cilantro.
What's wrong? You're not a GMO cuz?
Nah.
All right. I'm going to plant these, or I guess just put them in here. And then, John, can you get a cup or something for us to get some water in here? Yeah. Oh, you really seeing that thing, huh?
Are you not supposed to put the whole thing in it?
I don't know. I just was, look, this is the blind leading the blind right now.
It really is.
Ben asked, but what really got you into wanting your own clothing line? I know he was talking about the name, but why clothing specifically?
It's so crazy because I was a fashion merchandising major. But
wow.
before I was fashion, I was in psychology. Transfer universities, right? And I'm like, I don't think I want to sit behind a desk for the rest of my life. And at the same time, I was working in like high-end retail. And I seen the difference I was kind of making in people's life who like don't know how to dress and didn't know how to really correlate. Like they were actually really happy, like, oh my gosh, thank you. Can I pay you to do this outside of work? And I'm like, dang, like I'm making an impact on you this much that you really want to pay for these services.
Oh wow, yeah.
And so that's when I was looking at all the courses that Wayne offered, and I'm like, well, I'll take a hack at fashion, and that's kind of where it went from there.
Oh, that's what's up, man. High-end fashion. I used to work at JCPenney.
Retailing for the week, though.
Oh no, it's not. Bro.
It is not for the week.
After my last bid, bro, I was like, I don't think I can even rock with the retail. That was kind of one of my first jobs up until like the middle of school, for real. So it's a lot. It's a lot though. So you've heard kind of before, sometimes people of other races can kind of talk about, you know, black people, and kind of you may hear them speak to people of a certain demographic or a certain like type background, like, oh, you're kind of one of the good ones, you know what I'm saying? You're one of like, you know what I'm saying, the people I feel comfortable around, you know what I'm saying? And I was kind of wondering, because I've heard that in the past, I mean, about myself and even some of my peers, you know, you were talking a lot about your background and how it related to Ghetto Garden. And I was kind of wondering how, you know, statements like that can kind of, because I used to hate to hear that personally, but how that kind of, you know, stigma can kind of affect, you know what I'm saying, like what that good means, or, you know what I'm saying, kind of those misconceptions.
I don't think I've actually been in a situation where they're like, you're one of the good ones. But when I was first like asking for guidance and stuff, and with this clothing line stuff, and I was telling people like, hey, I'm thinking about this name, what do you think? I actually had someone say, you know, I don't think we should do it. The word ghetto, not a lot of people are gonna want to back that. And I'm like, dang, it kind of deterred me a little bit. Dang, you just kind of put me down after I done journaled about it, meditated about it. You know, I done wrote a lot of ideas and like, nah, that's not a good look for you.
Right.
But at the same time, I kind of just took it upon myself. Like, that's the whole purpose of the brand. Like, because you already have that instance, like, ghetto, no. Like, why are people so against that? And I was coming from one of my own kind, you know? So it's like,
that's
are you
crazy,
kind of like trying to, like, why are you hiding where we come from? And I'm like, I think I just had to come to the conclusion, like, you know, this is just a challenge that I'm going to consistently have to face and overcome. But at the same time, I'm willing to do it because, you know, I took that commitment to stand behind that name 100%.
And even change that connotation of it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Change. So when they're first thing they're thinking ghetto, they're thinking Ghetto Garden. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
my feelings was hurt. She was like, don't do that.
No,
People are not
exactly.
going on the back that. I'm like, dang,
No,
here I am
exactly.
being vulnerable. But
No, absolutely.
but a lot of people told me that was going to be a challenge for me. And yeah, I have seen it. Like, there's certain pop-up shops that I want to go to, but knowing me and knowing my target crowd, I was like, nah, that's not the one for me. But just, you have to, in that business mindset, know that just being able to read your target audience and know where you're going to have the most success at.
Absolutely. You know? I think of like the high-end brands of like a Hood by Air or even like a Pyrex or something, which end up being Off-White, you know, later on. But you know what I'm saying? All that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the kind of things that were implied by those names. But I mean, look where, you know, a lot of those are now. You know what I'm saying? You see those at Paris Fashion Week, you know what I'm saying? Something.
But the thing is, if you let someone of another culture embrace a name like that or something like that, it's called the trickle up effect. Trickle up, trickle down. Trickle down effect, yeah. So they're looking at all this stuff that we're already doing in our neighborhoods and stuff, and they just taking a higher price tag and smacking it on there. Let us do it. No, let them do it. It's like, oh man.
No, they're gatekeeping for sure, man. Absolutely. No, you definitely. I hear that, bro. And I really love that you do your fashion. You have your line, man, because I used to be pretty like into like fashion, like a lot of that high end type stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of studying it and like the different stuff like that. So whenever someone's kind of like able to speak on it and kind of just those differences in it, it's always interesting, man, for sure.
Oh yeah. Everybody gonna have their struggles with every business venture, but when you're choosing, but the thing is, people also like bad stuff these days, like. So I think
terrible stuff,
people like bad stuff. Bad stuff sells. So
exactly.
you know, there's a market out there for everybody. You just have to have like that drive, I guess, to actually go up against those challenges.
Absolutely. Hey, and look at you.
It's real wet.
You doing that?
Hey yo.
Let me see.
Let me see. To be very beautiful.
Hey,
I might have to
mine
take a few
does.
gardening classes now.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, no. I mean, eventually,
Ghetto gardening.
Yeah, no. Eventually, the goal is to become a nonprofit and have like different gardens in like these neighborhoods. Obviously, I will get a professional to come help me because I lack this knowledge. But you know,
right.
People with money can afford to do those type of things. So just hire somebody else.
No, exactly. You gonna get there for sure, man.
Oh yeah, that's all very possible. Huge community initiative. Do you have a favorite streetwear brand?
My favorite, I really like. I like Off-White, of course. I really like Virgil. I used to like Pyrex a lot too. I used to really want those crazy looking Pyrex shirts that had like the designs that looked like they could have been on like the Sistine Chapel. The crazy like Renaissance type paintings on the shirts. I used to be really into like the real like gaudy stuff like that, but I don't know. Off-White's really nice. A lot of that stuff that Virgil was doing towards the end of his life was super cool, and he was just really owning it. Like
thinking
you said,
outside the box.
like you just said about Ghetto Garden. Like he was taking something like real small, like people where he like I've heard like a lot of speeches where they weren't considering a lot of stuff. He was the creative director of Louis Vuitton. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, only him or Kanye I would have thought it would be cool for something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but do you have a favorite brand or one that you were kind of inspired by or kind of were like, yeah, like how I'm you know, or at least kind of like how they move is kind of similar to how I might move, maybe not particularly in the designs.
Honestly, if I had to choose, it'd probably be like Antisocial Social Club.
Antisocial Social
Yeah,
Club.
I just really like, they keep it simple and they keep it consistent while switching up the flavors, the colors and stuff like that. But honestly, as a creative, I try not to look at a lot of people's work because I don't want to get like sidetracked from my other vision and start, oh, they're doing this, well, I need to go do that too. Like, I want to stay original to myself.
You gotta throw a plaid patch or something on
exactly.
something, just to throw a little orange splash on it or something.
Just to fit in, you know?
Exactly,
but
bro.
I don't ever want to conform, so I try not to look at other people's work.
No, absolutely. No, that's what's up.
Yeah, but definitely antisocial social club. Off-White is cool too, though, because Virgil did do his thing. Left his mark too.
No, absolutely. Had people paying crazy cheese for a zip tie on some shoes.
Yeah.
I'm saying hey, listen, bro. That's what it's about, bro. You gotta find that value in, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing, and, you know, show people, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing is valuable.
So is y'all actually like reading the instructions, or y'all just freestyle? Hey,
they don't really tell us enough.
No, they don't on none of these packets.
I was in the store breaking my brain, so I was like, hey, we just gonna wing it.
yeah, I guess like where did that first start? Like just like wanting to like better like the community around you.
I kind of just see. I've always been a reflective person, always. So like, I look at how I grew up, how my parents grew up, and I'm like, all right, what could have changed for me to have something else, like a better outcome of the situation? And so I look at the environment that we're in now, and I just like, man, if only these kids knew that if they did this or had this type of guidance, then they could get a lot further than what they are, you know? Are you from Detroit?
I'm from Saginaw.
Saginaw?
Yeah.
Okay, but there's
Same
hood
concepts
everywhere.
apply.
Same concept, right?
Absolutely.
You know, you see the struggles that we go to just as Black people along. So if you can help anyway, then why not?
Right.
So I express that through fashion.
Okay. And then I guess like what are your aspirations now? Because I know that this is not the ceiling for you.
Oh no.
I heard the nonprofit.
Yeah, I definitely want to grow into a nonprofit, having gardens in different neighborhoods where homeless people can pick up fresh fruits, vegetables. And then I also want to do things for, you know, Black men, Black women, Black kids. What? I'm not sure exactly what yet, because there's so many ways that you can help them. That's why with the kids, I'm starting out with school. You know, with men, I definitely want to help incarcerated men, because I've seen that a lot in my life, and I want to help women who just don't have the guidance that they have to be as prospering as they can.
Have you ever considered politics at any capacity?
No, I don't do politics. Not my thing. I just want to help people.
Okay. I think that people like you should be the people who are the politicians, because that's the goal ultimately, I feel. So I think that...
We think like that.
Yeah.
But the people who've been in those chairs for all of these years and then got comfortable does not.
That is very
think
true.
like that.
That is very true.
I think love make the world goes round. Living on valued energy, feeding those things that you want to see grow. And that's where I'm at. I don't think politics fit into that.
Okay. And then, hence that, wanting to see things grow, that's where gardening came into place. It's all coming full circle now. Even like the color palette that you chose.
For my original logo, yeah. All neutrals.
Yeah.
Earth tones.
Exactly. And then, how long have you, or what year did you start?
So I had this idea like literally 2 years ago. Was scared to
You're
put it
doing
out
great.
there. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I just officially launched this April 2022.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I have like just journals of graphics and things that I want to put into work, like, but I'm still just figuring out what works for me, you know? So don't sleep on yourselves. Like, talking to the people, don't sleep on yourselves. If y'all got some type of dreams, because I did it for 2 years when you could have just been already like way ahead of yourself.
Thanks.
But everybody has their time to just get over that hiccup. Are you into fashion?
I want to say yes so bad, but it's like, no, I've been working on it though, definitely like the last 2 years, trying to just have more like, especially casual wear, semi-formal wear, trying to get more into that, because, you know, coming from the ghetto, there ain't really a lot of people wearing those type of, you know, outfits around you and stuff like that, so even understanding like what goes with what type of situation is difficult, you know, without a male figure who is already actively doing that, and you've seen that every single day.
That's real.
But yeah, so definitely been getting into that bag. We went to the fashion show, so that was really my first time ever attending something like that. Never thought I would go to a fashion show.
It was cool though, right?
It was definitely dope. Like, I was like, man, I don't know how we did this, but thank you. Like, but Yeah.
No, do it.
No, I can't do it now because now you didn't tell me to do it.
If you have more
Do
water in
your
your cup,
dance. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, and then you also talk about Pyrex and Virgil. I didn't know the impact or just like the brilliance until recently because I just got into Kanye West too. Like I was not a big Kanye West fan as a kid because I heard the Illuminati rumors and then I was
yeah.
easily influenced as a child. So
His documentary changed my whole little
World.
perspective on him. Like,
Exactly.
you cannot blame that man for how he acts, especially when you got nothing but the media in your face 24/7. Like, good God, I could not imagine.
Tell them they're laughing for. Yeah, it's so funny. Bro, I was a 9-year-old on YouTube, bro. Give me some grace. But
I used all your water.
you'll find out again more. But speaking of grace, how do you I guess like manage stress? Because you seem like you're very busy, you seem like you're very reflective, so you always think that something's going on in that head. So how do you deal with everything?
Oh man, I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, literally being an entrepreneur, there's never not anything to do. Like, there's always something to do every second of the day. And so I think sometimes I work out. I've been working out a lot, and that helps me kind of just like release a lot of tension that I've been feeling. And then some days I just gotta go take a nap. I'll be completely honest, but I do meditate sometimes and write down like what got me feeling clogged up, and I kind of release that through putting the pen to the paper. But besides that, I am still trying to figure out different alternatives because it's a lot, honestly.
What would be your, I guess, like your biggest piece of advice for like aspiring entrepreneurs in the world, if one? Just like got to be like the most prominent.
Do something every day. Every day, even if it's just one thing. Yeah, you have to do action. You got to keep your motivation there, but putting that action there is gonna keep your motivation going. Cause like, all right, I did this. Next day I'm gonna do that, and you just keep. It's building blocks, you know. So I definitely advise you, because you don't want to get behind yourself and you lose that passion for it. Because once you do that, I mean, it's just like, you know, God kind of planted that seed in your head for a reason. You know, go after it. So do something every day to contribute to your business.
Okay. So speaking of passions, I guess how do you
It's a little thicker.
keep the love for it? You know, because days do get hard and it does get challenging and it's not always rewarding. So it's like in the dark days, like how do you keep yourself just like your head in the game? Like, you know, I can do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't forever.
Specifically with my brand, and what I'm doing, it's just I see stuff every day that we going through as minorities, and it's like I want to be able to put things that we're going through and try to put some type of light on it so that I'm able to resonate with them. It's like, you're not in this by yourself.
Right.
And I think people feel a lot better about their situation knowing that they're not in it alone, you know?
Yeah.
So that keeps me going, seeing everything that I see in the media and knowing where we freaking come from.
I'm gonna get some more water.
I don't know, this peppermint one might not come out too good.
So you finna do this plan or you finna make a different one?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Can I do a combination?
Ooh,
Is that gonna?
It'll probably kill it. They'll probably have to like fight to it down.
really?
Yeah, oregano versus parsley. Who
Dang.
you think is winning that?
Why does this look like?
Oregano.
I got my money on oregano.
I got oregano. Oregano kind of strong.
Parsley pushing P, man.
Me?
That's what I got.
Parsley gonna be fighting for his life.
Yeah.
Now, because you said this has been a work of like 2 years, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
Seed planted 2 years ago. I just put out product April of this year.
Okay. So then I guess maybe this question, answer if it does apply. If it doesn't apply, that's cool too. Basically, is there anything you would tell yourself 2 years ago from where you are now with Ghetto Garden?
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it. Okay.
Just do it.
Okay.
Don't let fear get in the way of, following your dreams, I guess, and something that you really, really want to do.
Okay. Let's say if you were a gardener, and you could literally have a garden anywhere.
Okay.
Is there any place you would like to have a garden? I can answer first if you would like, because it kind of is like a.
Let's hear.
Yeah. I was thinking it would be cool to have a garden like, I'm not sure what it's called at the White House, but like the front area that you always see in front of pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are gonna see it. My garden's gonna be fire, so might as well be on the giant stage.
Okay.
Kind of cool. So if you have one, an answer like that or not, that's cool. But that's kind of where I was leading.
It will probably be the exact opposite.
Or where you putting it?
Somewhere real low key where people are scared to go.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. In a neighborhood where it's maybe food desert. I'll put it like that. I'll put it in the food desert area, and I will probably grow your tomatoes, your cucumbers, a whole lot of vegetables.
A whole lot of veggies. Mm-hmm. They don't normally get them.
Exactly.
I feel that. Okay. No, that's, and then of course, I guess on brand for the answer too. I say, yeah, it fits everything too.
Yeah, my crowd who I'm going after, like, I really just want to, any difference makes a difference, even the smallest ones.
Right.
So if I can give a couple tomatoes to people who want a couple tomatoes, then why not?
Right. Do you actually like tomatoes? I'm not a huge fan.
I'll probably put one on the college campus too.
Ooh,
low key.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I feel like, honestly, we probably need to start taking, or it should be mandatory, like agriculture classes and stuff. Because if the world ends, how you gonna fend for yourself?
You say it's wraps.
Yeah, like you gotta know how to grow some food,
You're right. You're absolutely right.
So I'll definitely put one on the college campus for the people. Especially you got a lot of vegans and stuff coming up in this world too. So you want to be able to cater to those people.
Also true. Are you mixing them?
Yeah, at least Ben said we should mix.
Thank you. All right. Well, it is me again, which means we are going to go ahead and wrap it up. We got some vegetables going. We'll do our best to obviously keep you guys updated on their growth. It's going to be a couple weeks, I'm sure, before we see anything, if we do see anything, because none of us do this. I believe out of what, 5 plants that we created today?
2 gotta survive.
At least 2. Like, I think that's a good fraction out of everything that we tried today. But yeah, we are going to go ahead and get going with our actual episode. So we just want to say thank you for doing this with us.
This
Again,
is amazing.
Definitely tap into the brand Ghetto Garden. How many of us own stuff already? We're gonna continue obviously purchasing, because it's also a really cool line. Like, that's kind of my favorite thing is, of course, I'm gonna support people that I care about and I want to support them for the sake of my relationship with them. But it's so much better when it's like actually good.
Oh,
it's like
it is.
I
that
really
just made my
like
day you saying that
like
too.
it's like it's a lot easier when exactly. And so it's really cool line, and definitely check it out. I'm sure you can give all of your handles before you go and say your sayonara, so go for it.
Please follow me on Instagram, theghetto.garden, Twitter, Ghetto Garden Worldwide, and then my website is theghettogarden.com. Feel free to shop, and if you're watching this, we're having a community service event that you should come through this Sunday, August 7th.
This will not be out by that point, but you'll see the recap.
Yes.
It was great. Hey, look, we had a wonderful time. But yeah, so maybe I'll try to, let's see, I might be able to just clip that, just literally just what you just said, and we'll post it like on the story or something ahead of time.
It's okay.
We'll try. We'll see what we can do. But again, thank you. This was
Got
fun.
in front of the car, clearly.
Right. See y'all.
Peace.